Alright guys, I just wanted to sit down and have a talk today. This is going to be a controversial video. People are going to hate on me because of what I'm about to say, but it needs to be said. Because you guys know I'm all about some budget gear. I don't think you should spend a lot to go out and backpack, hike, camp, whatever. Alright, you shouldn't wait till you save $700 to buy a tent to go out backpacking your first time. There's plenty of quality stuff that doesn't need to be super expensive. You can find ways to make it ultralight or lightweight. In some scenarios, you don't even need lightweight gear. But that said, even though I am super cheap and I love everything on a budget, even I've learned this lesson. And I want to save you guys a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, a lot of suffering, and hopefully give you the reason and the way to suck it up and spend the money and save your feet. Because today we're going to be talking about hiking and backpacking shoes. So with a community as big as ours, and you find so many of them telling you to spend your money on a quality shoe, you should listen. I started out in the beginning not listening, and I ended up tearing up my feet because of it. Now, if you work in a factory, then you should wear boots, or you should wear Skechers with memory foam if you're on concrete all day. But those are not designed to be out on the trail. Just like most of the standard Nike, Reebok shoes are not designed to be on the trail, and you're not gonna have a good time. I see so many comments on Facebook, Instagram and stuff, but how do I get rid of blisters? Why am I getting blisters? High miles days I'm getting blisters. If you're hiking in combat boots or regular tennis shoes off the shelf or cheap shoes period, you're probably gonna have a problem, honestly. Now there is something to be said for socks, but that's left for another video. Now I started out with cheap shoes and I suffered and I paid the price. I still am actually battling with my big toenails over the damage I did, and that was years ago. So I finally broke down and I spent the money, about $89, and got a pair of Merrells, and I couldn't have been happier. I was busting out miles, just loving life. And I ran those for over a year. I ran some Keen Targy 3s for a while. High tops, great for the mud, waterproof, little hot in the summer, but you know, I could tear through any kind of snow, any kind of high wet grass, not get wet at all. Had a great time with them, really enjoyed them. And then Ansel, Brian, everybody got me on board with the Ultras. Now, the Lone Peaks and me didn't get along. The newer versions might be better, but the original ones, literally put them on my feet, I didn't like them. But the Temps, I'm all about them. Alright, I just told you about how cheap I am. I've got $300 worth of shoes right here. That shows how much I love my feet. Alright? If you're out in combat boots, I love Rocky. That's a hometown company here. They do a lot for our community. I would not wear any of the products they make out on the trail doing the miles that I do. It's just wreaks havoc on your feet. Just not designed. They can say it's designed for whatever. If I'm going over the hill to go hunting and I'm going a mile or two out, yeah, let's wear some Rockies. Insulated, warm, comfortable, yeah. 15, 20 mile trip, nope. It just doesn't work, guys. And you guys need to understand that, because I don't want you guys suffering. You have to take care of your feet. They are the most important thing. Be out in the backcountry somewhere 10 or 15 miles from the nearest house and have bad foot issues. You will not be happy. Get out when it's raining out and have bad foot issues. You will not be a happy camper. You got to take care of your feet. I mean, even for just everyday life, you got to take care of your feet. So if you're going to put them through the turmoil to do these miles, then you need to be providing them with comfort, flexibility, room to swell. Your feet do swell. The more miles you do, the more your feet swell. The more miles you do, the more they're going to learn to sprawl. All right, they're going to spread out. Your shoe size is also going to change, and you need to realize that. Over time, as your feet sprawls out more, you need more width. Spend the money, guys. Now that said, if you're a short hike kind of person, then you can get away with things that claim to be hiking shoes. I will tell you that Columbia is not a bad shoe, but it's not a great hiking shoe. All right, they have gone into much different practices than they used to have. That's not the same company that it used to be. Their apparel's great, but if you get their shoes and then put on a pair of Ultras or Merrells or Keens, you're gonna know the difference right away. They went budget. All right, so just cause something says it's for trail running, like I know some Adidas's that if you put them on and try and go out on the trail, your feet are gonna be destroyed. All right, spending the money on quality footwear will pay back dividends 100-fold. I can up my game now. I used to get such pain going uphill. If I had to walk on gravel long term, like do a road hike, or we were doing our NCT miles and I had to be on pavement for a long time, man, I was hurting. My knees and ankles would hurt when I come home so bad. The moment I put on trail runners, that all ended. Now, like anything, you do 20 miles in a day or two, you're gonna be sore, but not like I was before. Now that brings me to the next point. If you're gonna get serious about backpacking and hiking, all right, you're gonna be continuously doing miles. Or if you're looking at it from a fitness standpoint, you're trying to be aggressive and go faster. The best thing that I have personally done is during the day when I'm working or running around or whatever, I wear Merrells. So I wear hiking shoes all the time. And that has been something that has really upped my game. Now, while $150 shoes may seem unreasonable, I've gotten a year out of these and they still have some life left in them. They need new insoles, so I'll put some super feet in them and get a little more out of them. But you guys don't even want to know how many miles I've got on these. These are brand new, but I will spend the money because it pays me back. It pays me back in comfort, and it pays me back on being able to go out on the trail and enjoy myself without having to deal with taping my feet up constantly. You also may want to look at getting a half size bigger than what you think you wear. I would suggest that anyone starting out, go to an outfitter, go to like an REI or something, and put the shoes on. Make sure your toes are nowhere near that end. All right, you may feel like clown shoes, but you can always take them back at REI if you don't like them. Don't buy things through the mail until you've learned what size you actually are in that specific shoe. You've got to learn to get rid of the old mentality of a narrow shoe should fit correctly, because your feet will swell. I don't do more than 5 miles and my feet will swell out and fit this shoe every time. So spend the money, follow through. Don't be like me. Don't make those same mistakes. Go out there, get you a quality shoe. I don't care what brand it is, but go spend the money on a quality pair of shoes. Maybe you're a hookah person, maybe you're an ultra person, but whatever it is, find what works for you, get out on the trail and enjoy it. This coming from somebody who's all about budget gear, guys. Spend the money. And with that said, make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, hit that like bell, hit the notification bell, do it all. Get in the comments. I want to know what you hike in. What kind of shoes are you out on the trail wearing? And what do you recommend to the rest of the community? I'll be waiting to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next one.